And we are back. Raiders franchise. In the last episode, we defeated the Patriots. I believe the score was 34-17. And in this episode, we are going to be going into our season 6 finale with a chance to repeat, I should add, against the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. This should hopefully be a good game. I mean, I always hope every game's a good game, but we do have some stuff to go over. We're going to start with the yearly awards, with Julian Cochran winning the MVP, with Ashton Genty being here at number 7. Great job for him, obviously rushing for over 2,000 yards. Dylan Northcutt, that's us. We get Coach of the Year. We're only going to look at the AFC because that's what conference we're in. Offensive Player of the Year does go to Ashton Genty, though. We'll love to see that, obviously. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jeffrey Simmons. We do have Eddie Kirkland here at number 3. And then we also have Max Crosby all the way down there at number 10. Looking at Offensive Rookie of the Year, we probably don't have anyone. Indeed, we don't. But it goes to Carl Latimer of the Patriots. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, same. Oh, no, we do have someone. Cade Coleman of the Broncos ends up winning it. We have Gio Fletcher, our safety, down there at number 10. Best quarterback goes to Cochran. We have Rashad Jackson at 7. Best running back obviously goes to Genty. Receiver goes to Jaden Higgins. We don't have anyone in there. Best O-lineman goes to Quinn Miners. We have two actually, Jackson Powers Johnson, JPJ at 7, and then Carlos Santos down there at 10. Best D lineman goes to Jeffrey Simmons, with us having Eddie Kirkland there at number 30, Max Crosby at number 9. And then best linebacker goes to Doug Graham, with N'Kobe Dean and Matt Royster both there at 8 and 10. And best DB goes to TJ Kirkland. We don't have anyone. Best kicker, we end up placing nowhere. We do. Joshua Carty at 5, Cameron Dicker at number 1. But anyway, without any more delay, here's the injuries that we're dealing with. Here's the team going into this game for what will be the final time this season. Very similar. As far as dev upgrades, I didn't notice any on the offensive side. I believe Demario Douglas regressed, actually. But then looking at the defense, I want to say maybe N'Kobe Dean went up. And then there was one other guy. Yeah, Eddie Kirkland, I also believe, went up. So that's what we're working with. But without any more delay, let's get into this. In case you did miss last episode, or I believe the 2 before that, I believe I announced it, this will be the last season we are going to be watching games individually. Moving forward next season, we are going to be switching to a 2-episode type of thing. We're going to be streaming the off seasons like we do. That is going to include the preseason. We're just going to advance for the preseason. We're not going to watch it at all. And then we'll make our roster decisions based on the performances from those simulations. 7 yards to Nick Romero to tight end. After that, we are going to be just simming game by game through the whole season. 13 yards for Rondale Moore and a first down. So enjoy this final time that we'll be watching these games. Maybe we'll watch some in the future with them being big games. 11 for Nick Romero and a first. 5 for Glenn Monroe. But, like, for example, we are going to be watching Super Bowls, obviously, if we happen to make it. Or maybe not watching, but we'll definitely have a close interest. We'll probably simulate part of it. But in terms of this actual style where we're going to be, like, slow watching, commentating, it's going to definitely dip down. By the way, Michael Mayer, our former backup tight end, I should say. We've had quite a few this series here on this Giants team. Glenn Monroe able to get just short of the first down. It will be 3rd and inches at the 14. And the quarterback sneak is going to work to perfection, as that will be a first down for the Giants. Yeah, Michael Mayer obviously started this series as our backup tight end. We then move on to D'Angelo Favors. And then we are now on Vondre Walton. Pickup of 8, by the way, on that play. 2nd and 2 from 3. What a run there, and he's able to get into the end zone. Glenn Monroe. Very Le'Veon Bell-esque run. Was very patient with the blocks, letting it all, set up, and he was able to find the holes. I should say holes. I mean, there were multiple. He did great. Speaking of tight ends, Brock Bowers gets 9. Genty for 7 and a first. Genty for 8. 11 for Besh. 9 for Genty. 7 for Davin Burks for the air to backup. Davin Burks able to pick up 2 there. 2nd and 8, we go to Genty. He's got the first down to the 10. We'll bring up 1st and goal. Something I do want to mention is this will be some players' last game, no matter what, in a Raiders uniform. We'll talk about it after this play. That is complete. That is Graham Rivers, the 3rd-string tight end. A.J. Cole, our punter. And Jerome Ford, our backup / 3rd-string running back. Deion Johnson on the touchdown saving tackle as Rashad Jackson scrambles to the 2-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 2. Jackson able to avoid it and finds his man. That's Brock Bowers for the touchdown. And we're going to tie this game up here late in the 1st quarter. Final play of that 1st quarter will be a 2-yard rush to Glenn Monroe. Starting off the 2nd quarter with a bang, with a sack by Max Crosby. Malik Neighbors for 14, but not enough for a first. And we get the ball after forcing a 3 and out. 6 for Genty. Another 6 for Genty, picking up the 1st. Another 6, this time goes to Brock Bowers. 13 through the air to Genty. Cross midfield. Genty then rushes for 7. And then an incomplete pass. Looks like Jackson threw it away. Dexter Lawrence with the huge sack. That's going to knock us out of field goal range, and we're going to have to punt it for a touchback. Giants get this ball, starting with a 15-yard play to Rondé Moore. 6 to Malik Neighbors. 2 for Glenn Monroe, and then 6 for Glenn Monroe to pick up the 3rd down on 3rd and short. 5 yards for Monroe. 11 for Neighbors. They're in field goal range. 27 to Neighbors. They are now 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Less than 4 minutes to go in the half. I do believe we do get ball to start 2nd half, so not a big deal if we do happen to go down. And it looks like we're going to, as that is Malik Neighbors, who had an amazing drive there, going for most of their yards and getting the touchdown to put the icing on the cake. 14-7, Giants now lift the lead with all 3s remaining on the clock. 3:33, 11 yards for, I believe I saw Besh. 8 for Genty now. Abdul Carter with the sack. 3rd down. We get 5 to Genty. 4th down. It's going to be a punt. We're going to hop into slow-mo and watch this. 7 yards from Malik Neighbors. Less than a minute to go now. It's going to be a quick pass to Neighbors and good wrap-up tackle. I believe that's Darian Porter. Timeout at the 31-yard line. 47 seconds left. That's the Giants' 2nd.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
That's a check down. That's complete. Rondé Moore on the catch. 20 seconds now. Oh, if Kalen Robinson could have picked that off, we would have had a chance.
Intended for Wandale Robinson. Incomplete.
That's complete to the 48, Wandale Robinson.
A gain of 10 yards.
They only got 13 seconds, no timeout, so they're going to have to get out of bounds most likely. And that's not going to do it. Do they get a playoff?
Malik Neighbors. No gain on the play. Brings up
1
second
second
and
left. It's
10.
going to be a Hail Mary. They're going to try a 48, 58, 65-yard field goal try to end the half. The kick is up,
The
and
field
it's
goal is
good.
good.
65-yarder in the Super Bowl. So 17-7, the Giants with that huge place able to get the spike off with 1 second left. I was for sure thinking they're going Hail Mary. They decide, you know what, we're gonna go for this kick. I mean, it makes sense. Literally nothing left to lose. The one thing that could have happened was maybe we block it back and take it for a touchdown of our own, but we were playing prevent in case, they try some trickery. Because also, last thing we want to do in that situation is commit a roughing the kicker penalty and give them an extra shot. But what a kick. Didn't think they'd have it in them, but there they are. Max Dunn up to the 29-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
We're going to go ahead and get back into simulation mode. And we're going to start with a 2-yard loss by Genty. 6 for Emmett Harrington. 3rd and 6. Incomplete pass. Drew Phillips knocks that one away. 4th down. We got a punt for a touchback. Glenn Monroe loses 3 on that play. And then an incomplete pass by Khalid Gilliard. 3rd and 13. Kirkham with the sack. And they're going to have to punt. All right. 1st down from the 47. Genty rushes for 9. 7 for Bowers for the 1st. 6 for Harrington. 2nd and 4. 20 yards to Bowers will put us at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Game is not over. Just because we're down 2 scores does not mean we're out of it. We got to capitalize on this still. Getting to the 4-yard line, taking a field goal would absolutely suck. Good thing Jack Bech wide open in the end zone. As we're going to inch within a field goal. 17-14. Giants do get the ball once again, though. $16 to Malik Neighbors to start. That's a great way to start. 7 for Wan'Dale Robinson. 3rd and 3. They get 14 to Neighbors. Fumble recovery, and we recover. Who recovered that? Jonathan Culp. Good thing we go 3 up, 3 down. Only managing 3 on that play. Good punt, though. Pinned at the 4. Go on, A.J. Cole. Go out with a bang. Not to say he'll retire, but, I mean, he's not going to be in a Raiders uniform next year. 3rd and 4. Incomplete pass. We forced the 3 and out. First down from the 47. 53-yard receiving touchdown to Genty. And we lead 21-17 with a little over 2 to go in the 3rd quarter. The team that bends but never breaks. 10 yards to Nick Romero for the 1st. 14 for Romero. And Crosby's going to end the quarter with a sack. 2nd and 19. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 19. 11 for Wan'Dale Robinson. Do they try the long field goal? They do. And it's good. So we got a 1-point game. 21-20. With 14 minutes to go in the Super Bowl. This is shaping up to be a good one. Sal Delgado with the sack. And then Brian Burns with the sack, 4th and 26. I wonder if we're going to go for it. Ooh, only a 40-yard play, and then they get 12-yard return. That's not good. 4 for Monroe. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 6. 15 for Wan'Dale Robinson. Pressure. Able to avoid it, but not for any longer. Nick Herbig with the sack. It's crazy how he's on this team only because both Biddle and Donald Taft were injured. They can't come back from IR because apparently there's a limit. And down goes again Crosby. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know this guy's name, the quarterback. I keep forgetting it. I've seen it so many times, and it's just not processing. Third and long. Be good enough. Khalid Gilliard. There we go. Remember that. They'll get the field goal. Well, attempt, at least. Let's not say obviously. The kick is good. So, the Giants... Oops, forgot to back out. Guess we're watching the kickoff. Heard the other commentator. 23-21. Giants regain the lead. Emma Harrington up to the 23. Our returners are so bad. I don't know why they're out there. But 9.5 to go. Harrington with the drop. 6 for Genty. 3rd and 4. 10 for Bowers and a first down. 10 for Genty. Through the air. That's a first as well. Brian Burns with the sack. 2nd and 15. 8-yard rush by Genty. 3rd and 7. 11 for Besh in a first. We're in field goal range. Never mind. Abdul Carter with the sack. 11 to Bowers, though. 3rd and 3.
Joshua Carty on for the field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
48 yards for Carty is good. And with just under 5 minutes, literally 1 second less, it's a 24-23 Raiders leading ball game. This could be the Giants' final chance to make something happen. Tackled at the 23. Field goal takes the lead. Who's going to come in clutch? Is it going to be this Giants offense or this Raiders defense? So far, it's the Raiders with a no-gain rush there. But that could be intentional by the Giants. They don't want to maybe score too fast and give the Raiders one final chance. Good play on the screen, able to get 6. 3rd and 4 now from the 29. You almost have to wonder as well, if they don't get 4 yards here, do they go for this? This is the Super Bowl after all. This is do or die. Maybe not anymore, as that's going to be a sack. Hamilton back there, Crosby back there, and they're going to punt. Are you kidding me, game? No, I'm hopping in after that. That's atrocious.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
They're one path out of it. Literally, they're one way to get out of that situation. There's a penalty. And, of course, the game just on a fucking silver platter. We're going to pick it off with Hamilton. Returns it up near midfield. There we go. We're even now, game. We're even. And Genty with a good run. He's up towards the 30 at the 33-yard line. Puts him over 100 on the game. Giants take their first time out. Shaw Jackson alone in shotgun. That's interesting. You'd think we'd be trying to, milk the clock. Bowers with the catch. He gets tackled forward as well. Pick up a 7 timeout Giants. They're second. 2nd and 3. We go handoff to Genty. He's inside the 20 to the 16. Giants take their final timeout. And a first down would end this game. 10 yards. That doesn't do a touchdown to Brock Bowers. And we're going to go for the extra point. And it is 31-23 Raiders lead. Giants are going to have one final drive. Anything else, turnover. failure to pick up a first down. Whatever situation it may be, if they fail to score, they are not getting the ball back. First down at the 23. They have to go 77 yards. 2:41, no timeouts. They still have the 2-minute warning. That's a good start up to the 45 with Wan'Dale Robinson. Not to mention as well, they need the 2-point conversion. It is an 8-point game. A touchdown alone would not do it. They would need that 2-point as well. That's an incomplete pass. Neighbors unable to hold on. Hamilton with the tackled hit. I don't know what to really call it. Pass breakup. That's dropped by the tight end. That's oof. That's not a good look for him. Throwing a deep one. It's incomplete. And this is the game. 4th and 10 at the 40. They need to get to the other 45 for a first down. If they fail, the Raiders will be hoisting their third Lombardi in 3 years. But Neighbors burns the defense and he's down to the 6. First and goal. Hickman able to make the tackle, thankfully. In this goal line stand, who's going to come out on top? It's going to be a fumble. It's picked up. They're back at the 24-yard line. Oh, my goodness. That was what a play by both sides. That's going to be one of the most iconic plays in the Super Bowl right there. They need 24 yards in 3 plays now. Make that 2 plays. 3rd and goal. 1:04 remaining. The other thing they could do, if they don't trust themselves, they could try the onside kick. But if they fail here, then it's over. They're not going for the onside. They're going for the Hail Mary. And there's pressure, and he gets it away. It's complete, but tackled at the 10-yard line. And the Raiders are going to be hoisting their 3rd Lombardi in a row. Yeah! Call us the three-peats. It's a three-peat, baby. They got no timeouts. One final play is all it takes, as long as we don't somehow turn it over here.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Genty picks up the first down. And there it is. The clock at zeros. And the Las Vegas Raiders are your Super Bowl champions again. Giants gave us a run for our money there. That huge completion to Malik Neighbors. Unfortunately for, I believe his name is Khalid Hilgard. I could be wrong. Fumbling that ball on the very next play and then it being kicked around all the way back to the 24-yard line. Just not a whole lot you can do there. And there it is. Dylan Northcutt hoisting his 3rd Lombardi as his head coach. The way this series started off really good compared to how I thought it would. Right? I thought, this would be a team where maybe in that first year we could compete. Maybe not be a Super Bowl, but definitely a playoff team. And we were. And then year 2 comes around. We barely sneak into the playoffs. And that year 1 was amazing. We didn't win a playoff game, but we were a really good regular season team. Year 2 comes around, same situation. Well, under Geno Smith, we move on. Year 3, we bring in Will Levis as that bridge quarterback, as we weren't able to draft Zaire Clemens, who ended up going to the Rams. And we end up making the Super Bowl. We elect, hey, Will Levis, you weren't the reason we made it. It was the team around you. We're going to go ahead and get a guy who can put us over the top. And that man just threw for 230 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 22 for 28. And that is Rashad Jackson, winning his 3rd Super Bowl He's only played in 3 years. He's only won Super Bowls. That is the best start to a career ever. He's got to get the MVP for that. Rushing, Genty, 17 for 122. Good game by him. No touchdowns, but that's fine. Bowers 9 for 88 and 2 scores. Genty 5 for 80 and a score. Besh 2 or 4 for 37 and a score. Blocking, 2 sacks allowed by Santos and Grant, 1 by Trevino and Rogers. Total tackles 10 for Dean, 9 for Hamilton, and what could very well be Dean's final game in a Raiders uniform. Herbig with 3 TFLs, 2 for Hamilton, Dean, and Crosby. 2.5 sacks for Crosby, 1 for Hamilton, Kirkland, and Herbig. Half a sack for Dean, Fletcher, and McCann. Maybe you could argue Hamilton deserves it, or not Hamilton, Crosby deserves it. Hamilton with the big interception, the fumble, forced fumbles. We had 3 of them. Culp, Hamilton, and Hickman with 2 recoveries going to Culp. Kicking, only attempted 1 and it was good. Punting, 54-yard average. What a way to end, I'd hope, his career, AJ Cole. But we are going to win the Super Bowl yet again. Contract extended, obviously. We're going to go ahead and advance week. We're going to look at that recap, the season recap, see who ended up getting Super Bowl MVP. It does go to Rashad Jackson. Of course it does. We do have some retirements to go over. Weekly awards first, though. It's going to go to Jackson and Hamilton. Any former guys for us, or, guys who are still with us, maybe who decide, hey, I think it's that time. Not seeing anyone immediately. This is crazy. Jacoby Myers ends up calling it quits. Congratulations to him on a good career. He only spent the first half of the first year with us, but he's the reason we got the Mario Douglas, who ended up having, a really good year. Arguably, the reason we had Super Bowl. Jermaine Pratt, he only spent a year with us, but once again, he was really good in that year. We actually re-signed him and then replaced him immediately after and traded him away. I could be wrong. Did we not have a single retirement? Derwin James is the only one in the division to retire. Interesting. Obviously, there are some big names as well. We see on the right, A.J. Brown, Roquan Smith, Baker Mayfield, Elijah Vera Tucker, Jabril Peppers. Like, definitely some big names. Do we have to fill any staff members is the question. We've been so good these past few years. I'm surprised that no one's taken any of our guys. Rod Starling and Emmanuel Ortega are both still here. But this is where we're going to end this episode with we'll quickly accept the 5th-year option of Rashad Jackson, obviously. And speaking of that, we should also accept the 5th-year option on Jason Biddle. But all of these players looking for new contracts, let's actually back out so we can get Biddle and Jackson out of there. Kalen Robinson with $12 million to spare, by the way. Well, that's also because we offered Robinson. Kalen Robinson, Max Crosby, Wes Agnew, Jacoby Dean, Carlos Santos, Darren Hall, Khalid Lowell, Antonio Johnson, Emmanuel Forbes, Nick Herbig, Jerome Ford, and AJ Cole. We're just going to quickly re-sign him because I have a feeling I'll forget to. But Khalid Lowell gets a 2-year, $6 million deal. maybe his contract would have been cheaper as well if we put him at running back, which we definitely should have. Because he is going to be playing running back for us. But either way, I mean, 3 million, I'm not really too pressed about. Get him back to where we want him being. Plus, he's a better overall. So if anything, we arguably saved money. But that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. And the next one, well, it's not an episode. It's going to be a stream where we're going to go ahead and get through, like I said, the whole off season, now including the preseason. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, this series so far. Obviously, I know it is taking a turn come next season. So this was really the final season of the original format. But with that being said, I mean, that's because of time. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing this series forever. Uh, Once Madden 27 comes around, I'm going to be switching to a new team and a new Madden. Obviously, it doesn't carry over. So, yeah, I do have to, make sure once that basically I have to make sure that I'm able to get this series done. And if that does mean having to pick up the pace and switch, then I do have to switch. But I mean, I'm sure you've been able to tell uploads have been lacking. Like I am working. Like I'm no longer that kid in high school when I first started where, you know, I didn't have anything to do. I was doing digital school. It'd take literally 2 hours of my day. I'm working, 7, 8, 9 hour shifts every day, 5 days a week. And in those days I don't work, I'm doing stuff, obviously, So I do obviously still love this series. It's just definitely not taking up as much time as it once did. It is, no longer that top priority. But with that being said, I still love it. Even, when I do find these breaks, like today where I don't have anything going on until the later half of my day, I'm able to do this. So just thank you for allowing me to do this. You as the viewer watching and supporting through all those years. Obviously, this is year 5 of both this series and of me doing YouTube. This is how I started. Was with, funnily enough, what I'm still doing today. These franchise videos and the NFL power rankings and predictions and stuff. So thank you for all of that, allowing me to spread my opinion on the NFL across the internet. And I hope, I can continue to do this for years to come. But enough, being sentimental. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys for season 7. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.